really are forever children. And Guru Maharaj, you know, he was 88 years old, you can say, when he said that comment, or maybe 87, anyhow, that age, when he said to the assembled seniors that came from ISKCON, and they're kind of being very audacious and challenging and everything. And Guru Maharaj said that I consider myself to be a student, what to speak of all of you. And they are trying to give instruction to Guru Maharaj. That, anyway, quite famous maybe. All right, so indeed, what to speak of all of us. So we are the kindergarten student. Hare Krishna. How old was Dhruva Maharaj when he went to the forest, when he went to do austerities? 5.
Yeah.
5 years old?
I don't know. It is a question. I have to do some homework to get his... He was certainly young, at least. He was certainly young.
Yes.
But if we were to do that, we would just get sick and mind would be disturbed. It's a different age. This is the age of chanting Hare Krishna and being with the devotees and telling others about Krishna. Hare Nam Sankirtan. The means we must practice, but we must share what we have got. This is always the emphasis. The emphasis from the very first week, maybe 10 days of joining the temple, we were out on the streets with Back to Godhead magazine, getting abused by the Christians and so many others. But it was our university. That was where we learned so much. At least we learned so much in the sense of so many, especially, I mean, always there are people who you just can't deal with, sort of thing. And then we'd come back in the evening time, and then we'd all be discussing what happened in the day. And then we'd learn from the others, like, oh, what will be the response or something. Because they can't defeat us in the sense of, oh, yes, oh, no, they're right, I should go and do that. But sometimes we can't explain it properly to them. So the experience of the older devotees helps us in that regard. Someone's in a festival. Abhinava Sundar Prabhu, you're in a festival.
Sorry, Maharaj. We're out and about. I didn't have my mute on. I thought I was muted.
No problem. Let's see you out and about. Uh-oh. Put on your tilak. I know you're wearing a tilak.
Got my hat on, Maharaj.
Okay. Well, in Thailand, I had a really good hat. Bigger brim, it folded soft, and it had that long thing which covers your whole neck. Thailand are very practical hats. Anyway, it's good to hear there's some life in Australia. Here in Italy, just for mundane news, but it's for adjusting to the environment. And actually, the devotees are not disturbed. Here in Italy, we're under lockdown. Not all of Italy, but we're in a red zone now, and where we are in Lombardia, the district. And you can't leave your house. So if you're going to exercise, you can only exercise in the immediate vicinity of your home. How about that? So everyone's locked down at the moment.
We want it later. More will come.
Thank you.
Vinava, good. It's okay. Get them to chant Hare Krishna. Then we'll be very happy to have the sounds behind. And
Try, Maharaj. Well, actually, Maharaj, we've got some news. Yesterday, we went and did our sunrise kirtan at Hastings Point by the beach.
Oh, great.
So, and Rupanuga came, and he brought a friend, and she was very happily chanting, and she led. We actually were following your example, and you know how you often go around the room and get people to chant a couple of Maha mantras each as they go around.
Yes.
And we tried to do that, but when it got to her, she didn't stop, and she kept going for about 10 minutes. So it was her first time chanting, and it was wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice. So, yeah, we're going to do it again in a fortnight, and we'll see. But if there's not more than 4, then it's also good.
4 is also good. 3 is also good. And if you Zoom it or something it, then you can have others join in who can't be there.
Yeah.
And there's a variation on that theme of having others, sharing, chanting 2 or 3 mantras each around the room. We found here in Italy, there's a little difficulty counting 2 and counting 3. And everyone loses count. Oh, is it your turn? And so we put the timer on and say, okay, and actually even more than chanting 2 or 3, we do this one. Oh, 1, 2. We put the timer on, and then we say, okay, 2 minutes per devotee. And then can give them variety. Chant kirtan, but 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And actually that seems to work very well also, because the devotees, they've got, they're trying to use their 2 minutes nicely. Anyway, a variation on the theme, something that you can practice at home.
Okay, thanks, Maharaj. We'll give it a go.
All right, and please, just before you go, we don't want to just make myself and yourself that, but please do invite Kat. Let Kat know we're thinking of her. She's a capable lady, and she should be. She is a devotee, but she should be always a devotee.
Yeah, we saw her the other day, and I think she's planning. She wants to come and be with us one day when we come on the Back to Basics. So hopefully next week maybe we'll get together, or the week after. Let's see. She's a hard. I'll say she's a hard fish to catch. I don't know. Hard cat to fish. Oh, yeah. She's hard to catch.
Okay, Abhinav, send her our best wishes. We're going to do our back to basics with you.
Yes, Maharaj. I'll mute myself now and try and stay muted.
It's okay, you can jump in sometimes. All right. So, dear devotees, I think everyone's exhausted from the parikramas. Their legs are hurting, they can't get out of bed. Oh, I can't go out today. But not this time. And actually, oh, I've got my timer is on. Okay, so actually, I don't know about all of you, but certainly here we are really feeling that the parikramas are like successful, actually very like giving a new addition to the parikramas, which you can say physically we are limited when we go on the parikramas because we have to get from A to B. We have a lot of noise. I mean, noise means challenges around us because other people are also doing Kartik parikrama, not only us. So sometimes we're in the temples and, we are invaded by others, my goodness, and difficult to, find the peaceful time to get that opportunity to talk. The people come to beg money from us, many things happen, disregarding what's taking place in the, someone's giving Hare, like Goswami Maharaj is giving Hare Katha, and then others are coming and almost disregarding that we exist. So it makes it very difficult sometimes. And then getting from A to B, getting back, the diet, the stomach, the bathroom facilities, how to find the bathrooms when we go to some place. I mean, it may sound mundane, but things which are some of the challenges of the parikramas there. And not getting run over by cars. That's been Vrindavan parikrama for the last few years, that the increase in vehicles on those narrow streets and the motorcycles screaming through with their horns, it makes it quite a challenge. So there are many things. And another thing about the parikrama is that we're free to go place to place. We can just zoom and jump to somewhere else immediately. And so we still, I don't know what Srila Goswami Maharaj, what he has planned for after Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. But after Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, we may do different things, and as advertised, and there is some advertisement in English, advertisement in American. There is some advertisement somewhere around, and it says that after Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, we're going to Jaipur and to Natdwar, which in our books it says Natadwar, but actually it's again, it's one of those things like Nabadwip and Nadeep. It's Nabadip. And the local people say Natdwar for sure. Natdwar, which is where Madhavendra, the Gopal deity that Madhavendra discovered, means that it was revealed to him to be in the bushes when he is on the banks of Govindakund. That Gopal deity is the presiding deity, the center of the town, of a sweet town called Natdwar, south of Jaipur. So these are advertised that will go there. But let's see how it all takes place, because we're not also limited for time. Another thing is when devotees come on the parikramas, there's a schedule, and devotees have arriving tickets, they have tickets to leave because they're working, they can take 2 or 3 weeks off work. So everything has to be a little bit more planned, structured, and we need to buy the tickets, get reservations, etc. for everybody. So the parikrama this way gives us the freedom. We can change anything. We don't lose the tickets, and we don't have to rebook the tickets, all these things. Anyway, how did we mention this? Not sure. But, because we're all very tired from the parikrama. Aren't we, Jayadev Prabhu, Chintamani? Have I seen you on the parikrama, Jayadev and Chintamani? Maybe not. Maybe it's a bit early in the morning for Texas. Oh, you're not in Texas. You're in that other hot place, Florida. No, not Florida. What's that place called?
Phoenix.
Arizona.
Arizona.
All right. All right. So just a few of us. So maybe today, well, you know that tomorrow, well, here it's tomorrow. So please excuse me if I say tomorrow, but it is tomorrow. And coming up is Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. And Guru Srila Śrīla Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. And really, and this is, okay, we can have more than one biggest day of the year. It is the biggest day of the year. And in some senses, but we have more than one biggest day. Like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked about the prasadam on his plate, or which is the best prasadam, which do you like best on the plate? And he's saying, each preparation is better than the other one. So in this way, so as far as our holy days go, then we've got each holy day is the best, this thing. So Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja is coming tomorrow. And at least from my side, I can say that we've been in Navadip for Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja with Guru Maharaj year by year. And of course, Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, in the separation of Guru Maharaj also, I mean, year by year by year by year, so many. And really, it's the time for reflecting on his greatness, and how rare and fortunate it is to have his connection, the connection of Srila Guru Maharaj, who's presenting us Srila Saraswati Thakur, who's presenting us Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who's presenting us essentially Rupa Goswami and all of the parampara representing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And even representing is not a sufficient word, because it is not just like a representative, but carrying that current and carrying the heart mood of all of these leaders, stalwarts, whatever the words may be. But more than we can guess is the quality, the more than we can understand or describe is the quality of the actual Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. And yes, Divya Shakti, Devirasi, welcome. And Divya Shakti, Didi knows too. She's been in Navadip for many Vyasa Pujas of Guru Maharaj. And the point is that this is our last kind of back to basics before Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja for all of us, even if it's like after 2 days for you. So just some emphasis from like our side, we are very happy to put up the banner to chant the glories of Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, chant the glories of Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti-Rokha Kridha Maharaj, to chant the glories of Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Maharaj. I mean, we can repeat this again and again, because what are they presenting? They are presenting us the completest picture, if you like, the completest flow of the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. Yesterday on the Parikrama, we are at Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir and Samadhi Mandir. We're reminded of the greatness of Rupa Goswami, that Rupa Goswami, he has been presented to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and saying, here is my everything. It is the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya, not the Gauranga Mahaprabhu Nuga Sampradaya. And this is the way that the Lord works. The Lord works through his devotees. As Bhagavad Gita tells, now, if we want to have spiritual life, if we want to have it, we must approach the devotee who has it. And in this way, many examples are given throughout the Chaitanya Charitamrita also. And even Gadadhar Pandit, who one of the Panchatattva, who we shall cover soon, maybe next back to basics, because we were thinking this time. But Gadadhar Pandit, one of the Panchatattva, fully from the upper world, fully Vishnu Tattva, not a Jiva soul. Then he, when he wants to hear the Gayatri mantra, when he had some, like, am I speaking? Am I remembering it properly, the pronunciation properly? He asked Mahaprabhu, please, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing properly this mantra. Please, can you say to me? And Mahaprabhu said, no, you go to Pundarik Vidyanidhi. From him you hear. He is your guru and he will come here. You have received the mantra from him. You hear from him. So Mahaprabhu also always keeping, in many instances, I mean, illustrating, keeping the prestige of the devotees, that the devotees are the method to come to the Lord. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he fulfilled the heart's desire, is the expression that we've become very familiar with, the heart's desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he came here by the heart prayer of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who saw the hopelessness of the world, almost like Advaita Acharya saw the hopelessness of the world and thought that only the Lord himself can sort this one out. And Advaita Acharya, he prayed to the Lord, and in this way, we understand in Śrīla, he is the cause of the descent of Mahaprabhu, Krishna as Mahaprabhu. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in a similar way prayed that, dear Lord, please send one of your own. We need a special agent for this special time. We need a powerful agent for this powerfully degraded time. And so as a result of his prayer, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came to this world. And all of his life, he was completely aloof from this world. And when we hear of his early life, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we're reminded of Shukadeva Goswami, who was aloof from this world and very obviously from his very birth. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur got the nickname or some kind of a title. There, look, Kum Didi showing us Srila Saraswati Thakur on beside. Let's see Srila Guru Maharaj also beside him. Just turn a little bit. Yes, the two of them together. And Srila Saraswati Thakur got the unofficial title of Shinha Guru, lion guru, because of his great strength. And a lion, I've seen lions, I've been in, oh yes, I don't know if Shakira knows. I was in Kenya, East Africa. I'm born in Kenya. I'm an African too. And I was born in Kenya, used to do safaris. So, lions really are the king of the jungle. And when you see the lion, really, they're not going to stand for any nonsense from anybody. They'll go and catch them. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then he was like that. He's fearless and didn't stand any nonsense from anywhere. And so he fulfilled the wish of Bhaktivinoda Thakur to clean up, to show what is the dignity of Mahaprabhu's line, what is being presented there, to shake up the crazy world and say, look, here it is. So Srila Saraswati Thakur, he bravely, tirelessly, he presented us the clean Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conception, the clean Rupa Goswami conception. He gave us the books of the modern age, yes, through Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and preserved in by the Brahmana section, the books of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, etc., which were becoming lost to the world. So from there, we not only got the teaching, to show actually what Mahaprabhu gave, we also, again, got the scriptures, and we got the sadhus, the persons, the devotees, and everything is based on sadhu sangha, having association of those who are faithful in the service of the Lord, those who are actually servitors of the Lord, not those who just read the books and have 20 books and have made a comparative study. Oh, in this religion, they are doing this. Here, they're doing this. This is the practice of this religion. They do that 10 times a day facing east. They do this standing on the head. They do this. So many. Comparative religion is one of those subjects in university. But, they're not devotees. They're not doing those things. They may, oh, that's interesting. Something like that. But the devotees are the ones who are carrying the current. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur made the arrangement that people will become devotees and they will be visible, they will be available, so that the public can render service to the devotees, so that the public will have some connection with the actual devotees who are practicing. So again, it's not that everybody is a pure devotee, not that, oh, suddenly we've got, 30 followers of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur who are pure and residents of the upper world. But they all have the faith, they are all trying, they're all devoted by heart, have that aspiration. And they've got that from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So the connection of that current, and so everybody is, all of the disciples of Saraswati Thakur, encouraged to be preachers. And this is something for us all. We should all try to share. There is a story of a devotee, and I'm not sure I remember which devotee now. They went to Mayapur, and in Mayapur, they were seeing the fields being plowed by a devotee. Somebody's joined the temple, and the temple's got land. In India, every temple's got some land, basically. Our temple also has land, because that's how you get food. Funnily enough, it's not from a supermarket, it's from fields. So anyhow, for the service of the deities, they have land. And then there was a simple Bengali newcomer. He was plowing the field behind those days. It's behind an ox, or behind an ox. or a buffalo, but buffaloes, yeah, they're still doing it. In our day, we are actually not plowing the fields, but we're taking the cart to bring the rice back using the oxes at our temple from Chaitanya Saraswati Math. And then later tractors came. But he was plowing the field, but he was plowing the field, and in one hand he had a book for learning English. And then the devotee said, "You're plowing the field and you're learning English." He said, "Why are you learning English?" He said, "Because I heard from Srila Saraswati Thakur that everybody must go and present Krishna consciousness in the English-speaking world. So I may be plowing fields in England or America, so I'm getting myself ready for that." This way, like a very simple way that, oh yes, this is infused by Saraswati Thakur. We need to tell some others and show the example to be a devotee and to distribute that to others. So this is our life. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur made such a structure, made such a society. But when we say society, then we start thinking of, you know, the administration, etc., and so many things goes with a company or a corporation, whatever it may be. But he made this system whereby the devotees will, and he established also the Tridandi sannyasi. He established the cloth of the brahmacharis, of the vanaprasthas, of the sannyasis, the various standards. Srila Saraswati Thakur was the standard maker and made this system so that broadly, more and more broadly, that it will be ever expanding the propagation of Krishna consciousness. And Srila Saraswati Thakur, from the early time, then he was very pleased with Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakkhak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. And he saw his preaching potential, not only his preaching potential, but as when we joined the mission, like basically everybody gets sent out for some time for preaching and the collection parties, etc. And Guru Maharaj, he was out as a brahmachari. He is out on the preaching parties. And the seniors, I think it was Bon Maharaj, who was a senior in his group that were out, he gave some recommendation to Srila Saraswati Thakur about Guru Maharaj and saying, oh, he is a very good preacher, but not such a good canvasser. But he's a good preacher. Canvasser means not so good for collecting money, not so good for convincing the persons to part with their cash. But he's a good preacher. And so they would arrange according to the capacity of the devotees. You know, somebody in the party will be a preacher, somebody will be the collector, somebody will be a singer, something like this. Krishna Dev, welcome. Can you introduce yourself gently? Have we met before, first of all? We just want to know who's with us.
Hello, I am Krishna Dev. I came to the ashram last year, before the pandemic in California.
And means that the Santa Cruz ashram?
Yes. Yeah, I came for the retreat, the 3-day retreat.
Okay. So did you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't meet. Okay, excuse me. And you got the San Francisco Bridge behind you, just see.
Oh, it's just a background, but yeah.
I remember you, Krishna. Do you remember me?
Oh yeah, hello, how are you?
Hi, nice to see you here.
Nice to see you.
Yes, welcome, very good. We're a little fewer today than normal, but we think it's because everyone's tired. We've been doing digital parikrama for Kartik month in Govardhan and Vrindavan. So we've been going there digitally each afternoon. Well, 1:37 hours later than now, whatever that time is with you. 7 hours, it's early in the morning, I think. Anyhow, we're coming together and we are actually discussing a little bit about the importance, like the very great relevance of Srila Bhakti Rakak Śrīla Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakak Śrīla Dev Goswami Maharaj. Tomorrow, here where we are, and for some of us we got from Australia and other places here, means Monday, the 9th, is Srila Śrīla Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, his birthday. And so it is a big day, and we've been reminding each other of, first of all, who is his guru and who is his guru's guru. Hello. And we have been stressing about how Srila Saraswati Thakur, he had the title, so this is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He had the unofficial title of Singha Guru. He, like a lion, he was fearless and he gave what is right, and he went on and marched on despite so many difficulties from opposing persons whose basically their business was to show themselves as big so that they will get money, etc. Money is a big motivation in this world. And so Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he made this structure, and he attracted very capable, qualified, educated persons in India who assisted Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But from a very early time of Srila Śrīla Maharaj's joining to the temple, then he was recognized by those leaders who referred him to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and gave some like certificate that, oh, he's a very good preacher, very good presenter of the teachings, but not such a good canvasser of funds. And this is sort of a little summary of what we discussed just up until now. So Krishna Dev is up to speed with what we're doing. Up to speed, you see, I know some American expressions. And from early time, we can say many things we've heard from Guru Maharaj himself, as well as from Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, of course, who knew Guru Maharaj back to front and inside out, and he knew everything about Guru Maharaj. We've heard many like exceptional, extraordinary stories. And it's not that Guru Maharaj didn't collect funds. He did collect funds, but he wasn't the best at collecting funds, as one of his senior god brothers expressed. So they'd have somebody else who's a little more skilled in closing the deal, and they'd have Guru Maharaj present what we're doing. So this is Guru Maharaj's early years, and Gurudev always reminding us, we saw Guru Maharaj in his later pastimes. I came in 1982, Gaurapanima time, just after Gaurapanima time is when came and actually met with Guru Maharaj in 1982. So 82 to 88, 6 years we had his association and guidance, and always we have his association and guidance, but directly, if you like. And we saw him in the time where he wasn't traveling. He's staying in one place. Essentially, he's staying in one place in his Bhajan Kutir, his selected place in Koladeep, called Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, that he established again by the grace from up to down, by the grace of Nityananda, taking his permission, taking his guidance, he established Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And so we saw him in one place, but Guru Maharaj was a very active preacher, one of those generals, as Gurudev says, as Govinda Maharaj says, of Srila Saraswati Thakur's preachers of his mission. And so he was one of those preachers, very active and constantly going to give lectures, to establish the Padapit, to establish temples, to locate places. He was constantly traveling around India, and at that time, India covered also what is present-day Bangladesh, what is present-day Pakistan. He traveled extensively with the devotees to preach and to establish Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's conception, which is that line of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what he had in his heart and what is coming through Rupa Goswami from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Guru Maharaj, he composed one poem, the Bhaktivinoda Dwadasakam, after the disappearance of Srila, I mean, obviously Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur already disappeared, but after, in memory of his disappearance, and on one of his disappearance days, Guru Maharaj composed a series of prayers in glorification of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And it came to him, it's not that he's heard something and then he's trying to write some nice poetry, like, oh, we see some nice scenery, then we want to write some poetry and want to show how clever we are with words to explain why the sun looks so radiant. You know, always poets have some, you know, they're a little bit showing off their capacity to use words. But Guru Maharaj used his words of substantial glorification of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like revealed glorification, understanding who he is and putting that into words. And Guru Maharaj himself, and I've sat there with Guru Maharaj when he's been talking about that poem, and Guru Maharaj very humbly saying, and sometimes I think it is by my glorification, my appreciation and glorification of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that I got the grace, that I was given that grace of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because Srila Saraswati Thakur saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur primarily as his guru, and in a secondary, but a distant way. Okay, he's my father, but he saw him primarily as his guru. And this is something that Guru Maharaj also told, that was the distinction between, one distinction between Srila Saraswati Thakur and his brothers, because he did have two brothers who came to also appreciate Krishna consciousness. But Guru Maharaj said that they saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur primarily as their father, and also he gave some good instruction to them, something like that. But Srila Saraswati Thakur saw him primarily as guru, and then really just as a side note or something, oh, he's also my father in this world. And it is this Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Maharaj who got the grace of Srila Saraswati Thakur. And we know not only through that poem, but by all his qualities, by his careful listening, his careful everything, his careful service, his mood, everything. He gained the grace of Srila Saraswati Thakur, who showered him very much with his mercy. And famously, just before Guru Maharaj's disappearance, before Srila Saraswati Thakur's disappearance, he called for Srila Sridhar Maharaj and wanted and asked him to sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, the highest song, the highest kirtan of our Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. And he wanted to hear that from Guru Maharaj. And this is very famously known amongst the devotees, that also another devotee there who was a good singer, then he started to sing, and with the approval of Guru Maharaj, that Guru Maharaj was shy to sing, not so good with the tune maybe. And so this other devotee started, but Saraswati Thakur stopped him and said, no, I don't want to hear the tune, I want to hear this from Sridhar Maharaj. And that devotee who he stopped also, himself happily saying this matter, and I've heard it from him also. We've happily hearing him say this matter. Everyone is giving that honor that this was a special transmission from Srila Saraswati Thakur to Guru Maharaj. And so this is the Guru Maharaj that we've come to, by good fortune, have the association and connection of in our sampradaya, in our family. And it's from Guru Maharaj that Srila Prabhupada had his training, got his conception, again through the devotee. Yes, his guru is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but Guru Maharaj is his a long-time Siksha Guru, and the only person that Srila Prabhupada said that I consider him my Siksha Guru. The only person, he said, in that way. So from Guru Maharaj has come our worldwide Krishna consciousness. He has continued what Srila Saraswati Thakur gave. And Gurudev, in Gurudev's own words, he's saying, in the future, then I am sure that the world will come to understand the greatness of Guru Maharaj, and he will be there in that lineage of the greats. For instance, Rupa Goswami, etc., coming down through Vishwanath Chakravarti, the present time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and then in the future, other greats that will come, no doubt, in due course of time. But Guru Maharaj not only like hearing, repeating, but always fresh things are coming from him. And this way, Guru Maharaj giving things, as Gurudev pointed out, things which had never been given, they're not even found in the scripture before. Unique revelations from Guru Maharaj. So if we want the real substance, we have to go to the real source. So we are very fortunate that that real substance, we've accidentally maybe, but by Krishna's grace, we've come to the real source of the real substance. And of course, Srila Prabhupada brought this to the West, brought Guru Maharaj's presentation, his teaching. He taught Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada has brought Guru Maharaj to the West in the sense of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the whole teaching of our Sampradaya. And of course, Srila Govinda Maharaj, all along from 1949 onwards, then he is there, or 1947 onwards, Then Srila Govinda Maharaj is there. And he is there as the student and disciple of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, but as also the student of Srila Prabhupada. And Guru Maharaj, he used to send him to Srila Prabhupada. You learn Gita from Srila Prabhupada. When I am not in Calcutta, then here is Srila Swami Maharaj. You learn Gita from him. And at that time, Srila Swami Maharaj was translating the Gita. So this is our family. And Srila Govinda Maharaj, as we know, got all grace from Srila Guru Maharaj, and uniquely, Guru Maharaj established him more than 2 years before Guru Maharaj disappeared from this world. He established Srila Govinda Maharaj as his successor, the Acharya, everything, all in all, and Guru Maharaj himself retired. So this is our line, our family, which has been protected all the way through, from Srila Prabhupada coming to the West in 1965, 1966, preaching, starting up, disappearing in 1977, Guru Maharaj, all the time is there. Srila Prabhupada's bringing his senior devotees, all of these things. Srila Prabhupada coming to Guru Maharaj, looking to Guru Maharaj for his direction in the Western world, writing to Guru Maharaj when he's got queries, and even, oh, my health is very poor, then I'm asking your advice. I want to pass away in Vrindavan. I feel I need to come back to India, but the preaching is going so well. Guru Maharaj answering him, wherever you are is Vrindavan. Then don't worry about being in India or not. Wherever you are is Vrindavan. So this way, Srila Prabhupada continued his preaching in the Western world. And we see the result of that is the whole world knows Hare Krishna. We know, we walk around wearing these clothes, and in all sorts of remote places, people are chanting. Even school children are chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Then the whole world is chanting Hare Krishna. Even in the jungle. I was in a very remote village one time because I was lost. And I was so surprised. They was saying to me, Hare Krishna. Lost in Malaysia, where Abhinavasundara Prabhu appeared in this world. And an interesting thing, Abhinavasundara, there is smiling face, sitting in his car. He was born, I don't know, maybe 2 kilometers from where our temple now is in Malaysia, in Petaling Jaya, Kuala Lumpur. We have been on pilgrimage. Well, we've given our respect to the hospital in which he appeared.
See, I was lost from birth, Maharaj.
You were lost from birth. Well, I was lost until I got Srila Prabhupada's book, and then I started to see, oh, something proper. Anyway, Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, really we have to remind ourselves. And you see, this world, everything is uncertain. All things are uncertain. But we know where there is a certain safety, a certain shelter, truthful, honest, certainty, and that is in the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj, of Gurudev, of Srila Prabhupada. And again, we have to wake up each morning and remind ourselves to use this day, as Srila Prabhupada says in his purport. Already, so many lifetimes we've tried to satisfy ourselves. Give this one life. What problem? Give this one life. It's only one life. Why give it again in trying to be successful materially? Give this one life for Krishna, for Mahaprabhu, and see what will be. Well, Krishna, Krishna.
And so, Maharaj, when you were just speaking about the position of Srila Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev coming to Guru Maharaj so early on, but also we were talking to Rupanuga yesterday while we were at the beach, and we were mentioning that and how unique the position is between Srila Govinda Maharaj and Srila Śrīla Maharaj, that guru-disciple relationship. You don't actually see that everywhere. It's not common to have the perfect guru and the perfect disciple.
Not only it is not common, but what Guru Maharaj did to establish and fully establish Govinda Maharaj in his lifetime and retire, Gurudev himself, as a third person, or stepping out of the situation when all this was taking place, said this has never been done before. And he's thinking of a precedent. At that time, Sagar Maharaj, who was a very strong preacher at that time and educated, they're both discussing this in front of me. I'm just the fly on the wall, not a bee, sorry, Praneshwari, just a fly on the wall. And we're seeing their debate. And really, they are saying that the time of Ramachandra this took place. But since Ramachandra's time, they cannot come up with another example. So here we are, we have an extraordinary relationship. And that relationship of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, it is historical. And again, as Gurudev was saying about Guru Maharaj, that how in due course of time, said now everyone's trying to kind of ignore Guru Maharaj. And you know that in some cases, literally trying to write him out of the history of Krishna consciousness, despite Srila Prabhupada bringing his senior persons only to Guru Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada coming with them, staying in the blue house, staying in that room up above the Nat Mandir, to be as close to Guru Maharaj as possible. And staying with Govinda Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, staying in that little room. We know that little room, staying in that little room together. And Govinda Maharaj telling to Srila Prabhupada, oh, you stay nice. We got the blue house, you stay nicely. And yes, I'll sleep at night there, but in the day, I'll stay in your room to be close with Guru Maharaj. All of this and the example of how he's bringing those senior devotees, how he's writing to Guru Maharaj also, saying, I'm sending you the raw materials, the raw gems. I forget the exact wording, but it is there. Like you get a rough diamond, South Africa, diamonds, you get a rough diamond and you send it and you get it all polished up and then you get the nice diamond. And so this way, Srila Prabhupada said, I'm sending you the raw materials for you to polish, the rough diamonds, the rough gems for you to polish and to prepare. But now they want to hide that from the history. But we are not hiding from the history, and the fortunate who can understand that relationship, then they will also see, yes, here we have like such really an exalted soul, the carrier of the current. And who has he passed that to in a very unique way? To Srila Govinda Maharaj. And Srila Govinda Maharaj, his personality and nature, like perfect for the time, place, and circumstance, for dealing with the Western world as well. And with his scholarship, with everything he's got in his heart, with the devotion in his heart, and his life is one of, you can say, automatic sacrifice for Guru Maharaj, many things. And following what Guru Maharaj first said to him, can you follow me and not your mind? And Guru quickly said yes, but he said, oh, I didn't know how difficult that would be. Humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Lifetime of practice.
And also, Maharaj, is it true that we heard that Guru Maharaj said that Srila Govinda Maharaj, what he has is more than what I have?
He said, in some ways, I consider him more than me.
Is something about that? We were talking about that yesterday. Can you expand
Oh, well,
on
I
that?
wonder what you were talking about then. Maybe we want to hear from you. You've already been churning this in your churning pot. So let us
Well,
hear.
it may not, I mean, it was just in our discussion, we're just saying that because, you know, like Guru Maharaj is presenting what has been revealed in his heart and his unique expressions that he's sharing and imparting then to Srila Gurudev, and then through Srila Gurudev's life of service and absolute surrender to him, what's actually then been revealed in his heart of what Guru Maharaj has shared with him, mixed with his own devotional mood and his love for Guru Maharaj, then that's then when he shares that out, it's like it's become even more condensed and more sweet. That's sort of what we were saying, but wanted to hear how you would express that.
Yes, ever new things are coming from both sources. And my impression, my understanding, and I feel certainly what Guru Maharaj is referring to, at least in part, is that Gurudev, Govinda Maharaj, was very practical in dealing with the material nature, and means dealing with others. And so we know that for the administration of the mat, because remember that Bengal became communist, actually became communist. And so the government is trying to the government confiscated the land of Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. I mean, it was a serious time. But Gurudev was very practical in his dealings and how to maneuver through the crazy world, if you like. So in some of these contexts, Guru Maharaj is like leaving it to him that he's practical in his application of the Krishna consciousness. And so he can assess and say, this is right, this is not right. And you see, devotees, they would ask Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, they'll ask to Guru Maharaj, ask to Gurudev, ask to Srila Prabhupada, no doubt, that, what should I do in this situation? And so Guru Maharaj had much appreciation for Gurudev, Govinda Maharaj's understanding of how to deal in particular situations in this, in this world in particular. And another thing is that about Westerners, us, please excuse us for those of Indian descent who are with us, but those, the rest of our Westerners, we are not easy association for Guru Maharaj to be closely with. in the sense of, uncultured, this. And Guru Maharaj expressed this to Srila Saraswati Thakur too. But Srila Govinda Maharaj, he had that ability to mix with everybody. And Gurudev said, oh, this is part of my upbringing. Where I was, I freely went to the Muslim boys' houses, and their parents are saying, oh, I want to give you some breakfast, but you're Hindu Brahmin, you can't take. And Gurudev saying, what? I can't take muri, give me some muri. And he was like mixing all the way through from his childhood. So Gurudev, we saw, I mean, even if somebody's blind, we don't have these eyes, but anybody with a fraction of perception can say we saw how Srila Govinda Maharaj was able to like very freely mix with Western section without being too much disturbed. In the earlier days, he was a bit shocked by many things. But the later days, I was surprised that, I mean, some things are always happening in the world of devotees, some things are always happening too. It's a living world, things happen. And I remember specifically, just a couple of years before Gurudev passed away, there was some, really bad behavior by one of our sweet devotees in the Western world. And, I was shocked, and I mean, I think everybody's saying, oh, this is, crazy. And I was surprised how level-headed Gurudev was. And he said, nothing shocks me now. But he used to be shocked. And then even in like what we, even us would think is, this is not a good situation. Gurudev kind of digesting it and taking, and then we are shocked and he is not shocked. So how much Gurudev was like, so just seeing the devotional side and drawing out the devotee part of all of us nonsense people in this world. And this, like, he was the perfect person to bring Guru Maharaj, actually to bring Guru means bring Guru Maharaj's conception, to show the living example of harmonizing with the environment, distributing to others. This is all fully spiritual and got nothing to do with the mundane world. And not that Gurudev condoned anything, the wrong things in the Western nature and habit or this, that, and the other. He certainly did not condone it. And Gurudev also sometimes said some quite heavy things about those who are doing something wrong. He said, well, they are doing that. They will have to face the consequences of that. But inside their Krishna consciousness, we are here to cultivate that. So we do have responsibility for our wrong activities. It's not that always those will take place. Like Bhagai and Madai, when Nityananda and Mahaprabhu gave their grace to them, they said, now don't do wrong again and continue. So Gurudev very practical, and in dealing with us Westerners, we can, and Guru Maharaj saying, if I say something and Gurudev says another thing, it should be done in another way, then he'll say Govinda Maharaj says, then you do what Govinda Maharaj says. This is Guru Maharaj. But now is the Vyasa Puja time, and really it's not just another day on the calendar of, oh, here's an appearance day of a great guru or something like this, but it very much, this is our greatest fortune for the whole world, whether they know or don't know, the whole world of Krishna consciousness, coming from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, coming from Srila Guru Maharaj, and yes, coming from Srila Prabhupada and Srila Govinda Maharaj. But this is our life. And just on a kind of a secondary thing, our days in Navadip, you can say practically one of the most busiest, busiest but joyfulest days is Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja. Every prasad on the plate is better than the other. So this way, Srila Śrīla Maharaj, best day of the year. Yes, we can acknowledge there's another best day of the year and another, but this is the best day of the year, and very happy memories from the beginning of Vyasa Puja. And the first Vyasa Puja that I attended means 1982 of Guru Maharaj. Then I learned many things in preparation because I'm one of the, I think I was the only Westerner who was helping to make the preparation. I was the only Westerner who was helping put up the tent, because I was like alone with the Bengalis, and we put, you know, the pandals, you put up the bamboo and the canvas over the top and everything. We're putting this up on the roof of the Nat Mandir, the hall in front of the temple. We're putting this up on the roof, and first of all, I didn't speak any Bengali, but still the Bengalis are good at communicating. But secondly, we don't have any instruments at all. And then you have these lengths of rope, you've got all the bamboo, you've got all this thing, and you're trying to figure out how to put up this tent. And you don't even have a scissors or a knife. And then I'm thinking, oh, I have to go to the market, and I need to go and get this, and I need to go and get that in order to put them up. And then the Bengalis very patiently, they're seeing me kind of completely useless, then patiently they show me the practical things, you know, how to cut rope without scissors or knife, how to do this, how to do that, how to fix this to here, with practically nothing, only the raw goods. And they do amazing things. And that extended all the way through to building the Samadhi Mandir and building those temples and building the buildings. How few instruments they use, and how clever they are, ingenious they are to get around, you know, what we need to go to get this electric tool for that, this tool for that. We need this for this. So I learned very practical things. Just, you know, those 2-3 days, maybe just those 3 days before Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja, very intense. Putting up the pandal, making the preparations. Oh, then collecting all the mango leaves, and sometimes, but not then. We will collect Dev Daru if there were not sufficient mango leaves, because this now is what they call fall, autumn time. So maybe not so many mango leaves, nice mango leaves. So we collect Dev Daru also. Then we get that string, that coconut string, and then make the mango leaf string, and our fingers would get worn to they used to be longer than this. They got worn down making those mango leaves. Anyway, that's on, you can say, the physical level, but many wonderful memories. And then the actual Vyasa Puja days, oh, wonderful, beautiful. And by the way, can I just share with you something? And it's not related, except it's Krishna consciousness. And we read it yesterday, and in our morning program. And actually, I said to the devotees, because I felt it myself, you know how we kind of, something comes and we meditate on it, we think about it. So it's not that we're sitting meditating on, on one thing, but I said to the devotees that actually this sentence, we could practically chant it 108 times, thinking about this sentence. And it's from Srila Govindamar, Srila Gurudev yesterday. Well, he didn't speak it yesterday, but he did speak it yesterday, spoke it. His speaking is not limited to time and place also, just like our parikramas are not limited to time and place. There are 2 lines. It's only 2 sentences. Oh, no, it's not, it's 3 sentences. Okay, anyway, so when someone has a strong materialistic mentality, they are thinking, I am my mundane body. I am my mundane body. And everything that belongs to me is mine. Okay, now this is the sentence that I was saying. We should think about this next sentence. When someone has the materialistic mentality of I, me, mine, their devotional practicing life and chanting of the Lord's holy name is mixed with offense. It was that sentence, it somehow jumped out and struck me yesterday. And before this, if we chant without offense, then we get all the symptoms. Actually, Gurudev discussing the second of the Shikshastakam prayers. So I'll just repeat the sentence again. So bear in mind, we should try to chant without offense, and then we get everything. Then everything is there. So now, when someone has the materialistic mentality of I, me, mine, then their devotional practicing life and chanting of the Lord's name is mixed with offense. Then somehow it just struck me that this is the way to harmonize everything. My body, these things, that thing, this I, me, mine is the cause of all our problems. And so let us try to always see that things are in our care for using, but they're not mine. So if we have that mentality of I, me, mine, then our devotional practicing life and chanting of the Lord's name is mixed with offense. Because anything that is not Krishna's, then we have to say that it is some element of offense from the vision of the absolute pureness. However, I'll give you now some hope. The next sentence is a little longer, and I wasn't actually going to read it as well, but this is hopeful. For me, it was hopeful. Okay, I'm just sharing it. Gurudev saying, as there are different varieties of stone, some of which are harder than others, so the hearts of people are not all equally hard. Some persons' hearts will melt sooner, and some persons' hearts will melt later. Though gradually everyone's heart will melt, and everyone will feel love for the Lord's holy name. So I thought, okay, there is some hope that everyone's heart will melt eventually. Anyway, this is just a couple of things, or one thing in 3 sentences sharing from yesterday, because Gurudev said it. And anyway, it's Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja time. We just wanted to give some focus on him because we won't be together until that time. I'm not sure the itinerary from Chiang Mai, which actually the itinerary from India, which is being organized from Chiang Mai, Thailand. But certainly there will be the Vyasa Puja festival. And wherever you have a festival for the Vyasa Puja of Guru Maharaj, please do try to digitally attend or physically attend if you're able to. But let us come together, chant his glories, remember him, serve him through our putting into action what we appreciate so much from their guidance. That is, we should be devotees. Bhakti Yoga, that's the teaching throughout the whole scripture. The only necessity is that we become devotees, God-centered, Vaishnava-centered, Seva-centered. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Rock Śrīla Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Śrīla A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And Jai Shri Singha Guru, Lion Guru, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. And to all of the good devotees who've survived the parikrama so far and able to attend today, our appreciation and our obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhischa kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
And Chintamani and Jayadev Prabhu, you've been very quiet this week. We hope everything is well with you. Happy to know you're there.
I just now came in the room and found that Chintamani is listening to this, and I'm feeling like she's bogarting the nectar. But then you just now called us out. So I am so happy just to know that you're still here dispensing the mercy.
Happy to know that you are there and that we are sharing together. Sankirtan means congregational. So here we are. All right. So all my obeisances and my best wishes and praying for your best wishes. Together the family goes on, and we'll speak soon. But in the meantime, Parikrama is 7:30 Thailand time, and Praneshwari really knows the link if anybody needs it. Maybe you all have the link already. You're very welcome. It's informal and formal, whatever you like to say. We're getting wonderful things, but in a sweet way during the parikramas. And today we heard the parikrama will visit Srila Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir, his room in the Radha Damodara temple, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's room, which is super special place. Then going to probably wait and see, but probably to Lalita Kund in Seva Kunj, and then to Imli Tala. This is what earlier today, Srila Goswami Maharaj is saying that this is what he plans. But as we had by Gurudev Govinda Maharaj's instruction, on the bottom of every invitation that we used to distribute from Chaitanya Saraswat Math, the planned programs may change by the will of Providence. So let's see how the will of Providence plays today. Dandavat, Dandavat. Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.